Hey everyone. All right, so we are 32 weeks. So we are now back in New Zealand. We have been back for a little while. This video is quite delayed actually because it has been absolutely hectic here. So I suppose the biggest thing that's been going on at the moment, which will be interesting to look back on by the time these videos are out as well, even by the time baby's born and potentially 7 weeks, maybe less, maybe more, but is the coronavirus. So when we were traveling, we obviously knew coming into traveling to Thailand that the coronavirus was getting was getting worse. It had basically started in China in December, and then has ended up spreading worldwide. So we decided to continue with our travel to Thailand. We wore masks, we did all that sort of stuff, and everything was kind of pretty relaxed at that point. It wasn't too crazy. In the 2 weeks that we ended up being in Thailand, it did start to escalate a lot in most areas of the world. To the point that we got back on the Friday, and then on the Sunday they started to bring in policies about what was they brought in a policy that anyone that came back into the country had to do a 14-day self quarantine at home. So we just missed out on that, which was fine. We were appalled with the airports when we came through. In Thailand, they had hand sanitizer. They had people wearing, like everyone was wearing masks. They had people doing temp checks to make sure that you were in a good range. They were doing lots, like just even going to the supermarket. You wouldn't be allowed in if your temp was too high and all that sort of thing. Then you come back into New Zealand airport, get off the plane, none of the officials are wearing masks. There's a little bit of hand sanitizer, and there's a lady handing out pamphlets about the coronavirus, which was very, very minimal, and wasn't wearing a mask, all that sort of stuff as well. So, yeah, it was really interesting coming back into the country. It was kind of like, okay, there's a huge worldwide issue going on right now, and it didn't look like New Zealand was doing a lot. But yeah, then that thing came in on Sunday, and then we are now Friday. Yesterday, Jacinta put in a thing saying that she was closing our borders down, so now no one's allowed back in the country unless you're a New Zealand citizen. And there are even things that they have to go through if they're trying to get back in now as well. So, yeah, it's escalated really quickly. In terms of the supermarkets and stuff like that, everyone is going nuts. They're busy. A lot of the stuff sold out. Toilet paper, a lot of the canned foods, and a lot of the shit food, which I find quite interesting when you stuff in packets. We managed, we have not really taken like an extreme measure on it. We're trying to protect ourselves, and at this point, it's really just looking at the business side of things too, with how much contact we have with other people and what we do. But yeah, so for ourselves, we're just going to try and have we've got a big deep freeze, so we're going to try and have we've ordered heaps of meat and stuff to come too. So we've got mince coming, chicken, heaps of vegetables and stuff that are frozen already too. So it was quite interesting because all the shelves were so empty with lots of the things that people were seeing as necessities, and then all the meat was still fine. No one had it was full, the frozen veggies and stuff. So kind of interesting, all the bread was sold out, but it's kind of interesting when you think everyone's thinking panic, the supermarkets might shut down, we might all be told to stay in our houses for a couple of weeks or a month, and the types of food that people get. But yeah, so we've pretty much got it organised. We've got lots of protein powder here, all that sort of stuff too. So we've pretty much got it organised so that we will be able to live and pretty much eat what we normally eat as well, which is going to help us stay in a lot better health than it will with these people that are buying canned beans and toast as well, But yeah, so that's kind of what's been going on. I have been trying to control how I feel about the situation because there's not much you can do about it. Obviously, having baby in 7 weeks and the health system being the way it is at the moment, you've got a lot of people that are going to the hospital because they've got minor coughs and stuff. So I'm so glad we are planning a home birth and that we have already got that in place. It's the last thing I want to end up is being in the hospital. So I have to manage how I feel about that so that I don't create that situation, but also being prepared for something like that too. So just seeing how much we can actually do from home if there were normal transfer situations, if we could get a doctor to come here or whatever it might be. But yeah, it's the last place that we want to be birthing a baby with this all going on. But yeah, so yeah, that's kind of been one of the major things. Another thing that happened when we first got back, and I'll share it with you because for a lot of the Dynamic family, Indy, our dog, is family to all of you. She normally greets you at the door. But so we got back and we've been dealing with issues with her for probably the last 6 months, cancer related. So memory glands, she's had tumours in them, which we had cut half of that out, pretty much like half of a memory gland out, so the affected area. Everything kind of seemed okay, but she was a little bit quiet. When we went away on our 2 weeks, she was fine to an extent. Then when we came back, we noticed the first night I rolled her over, and we always check her tummy because she used to get spots, obviously, when the cancer would come up. So we always check to make sure she's looking all right. And within the matter of the 2 weeks that we were away, she had quite a big patch of lumps come up. But of more concern to us was that her left leg was entirely swollen, like massively swollen, and it went right the way from her mammary glands that had been left that weren't affected by the cancer, right the way through those lumps and then down into her leg. So that was quite concerning for us. So we took her straight into the vet on Monday and got them to run a heap of tests, and were very stern. Literally went in with a list of all the things that we wanted them to check and just said, like, this is your shot, get her, sort her out, figure out what's going on. And it turns out that she has got lung cancer, so quite severe lung cancer. Yeah, that's going to make me feel sad. But yeah, so that was quite hard news to get, because she's our first child, that sort of thing, and we have a lot of emotions and attachments towards situations that we've talked about happening where baby will be playing with Indy, and we've all talked about getting a saddle for Indy so that baby could ride her and all that sort of stuff. But so lots of little things, and that was quite hard to get that news, because the way that it has spread in her lungs is not really anything that they can do about it. So yeah, that's added a huge stress, and we're just trying to find ways to manage that at the moment. It's basically just keeping her as happy and as healthy as possible. Hopefully by the time this video comes out, she's still ticking along and doing her thing, but we really don't have a time frame either. So yeah, she's my second birth partner too, so if Brendan's blowing up pool and stuff like that, I'm hoping to have her by my side. So speak of the devil, she's just noticed that I'm not in the same room as her anymore. Good girl. But yeah, so that's just something else to try and manage, and stress levels, trying to manage those as well. Good girl, I'll have been a second. But yeah, so because I'm so behind on the video, I'm really close to actually needing to do the 33-week video, so I won't update you on everything else, but I have done some other stuff, and I'll talk about our midwife appointment too, because that was quite interesting and another thing to kind of deal with. But yeah, so we've had a bit of a journey. Good girl, stay there. Bit of a journey getting home. Kind of wish we'd stayed in Thailand, and Brennan and I did talk about it last night, that if we had known it was going to be this bad, we would have stayed there. Obviously with baby coming soon, it made me feel the urgency to need to be back here, but yeah, we probably would have been safer going to their hospitals and having her if we needed to, or having her in the apartment we were in and all that sort of stuff. So yeah, but yeah, hopefully by the time everyone watches these videos, it's all blown over and people have realised that it was just another kind of flu, and that the world is not buggered. But yeah, so I will do another video in the next few days when we get to the 33-week mark, but yeah, you'll hear from me then. So, bye.